It's time to jump into Chapter 2, Earth's Physical Geography. In this episode, we'll be looking at the physical processes of the Earth, both on the inside and the outside of Earth. We'll also touch briefly on some of our natural resources. By the end of this episode, you should be able to identify the physical processes that occur within Earth, identify the physical processes that occur on the surface of the Earth, and describe the characteristics of air and water.
Roaming around the world to teach you how to use a map. Making social studies interesting, I swear this is no trap. Gonna learn about population, lines and degrees. Once you're through with me, this will all be a breeze. We'll travel around the world to visit seas and land. Hopefully you'll learn something with the videos I have planned. After we're through with all of this, you'll better understand. We're ready to get started with one question at hand. Where in the world is MK Shenandoah?
To be able to understand the events that occur within the Earth, it helps to understand the Earth's structure. Almost 75% of Earth is covered by water. This is not limited to just the oceans, but also rivers and lakes too. What percentage of Earth is covered by land? There are multiple types of landforms. Landforms are the shapes and types of land. We'll be looking at mountains, hills, plateaus, and plains. No, not these plains. Mountains are landforms that rise at least 2,000 feet above sea level. Hills are landforms that are lower and less steep than mountains, but still rise above sea level. Plateaus are large, elevated pieces of land. Plains are also large areas of land and are flat or have gently rolling hills. Have you ever heard of the landmass Pangaea? Turn to a neighbor and tell them what you know. Geologists believe that at one time the Earth had only one large landmass. They have named this large landmass Pangaea. Geologists believe that over time the landmass split, and that is how our continents were formed. The movement of the landmasses was caused by plate tectonics. Is a theory that states the Earth's crust is made of slowly moving plates. Plates is a term used to describe a large section of the Earth's crust. Plates in the Earth's crust include both land and water. All plates have boundaries, but these boundaries have very weak areas that crack. These cracks are called faults. When the plates move, they can cause all sorts of different events, like volcanoes or tsunamis. Volcanoes are formed by the plates crashing together and the surrounding land building up in the process. This brings us to the physical processes that occur on the Earth's surface. As we just mentioned, volcanoes are formed by the land building up. But are there any processes that cause the Earth to break down? Weathering is a process that breaks the Earth down. Weathering is the process that breaks rocks down into tiny pieces. There are three things that cause weathering: wind, rain, and ice. Weathering helps to create soil because of the tiny pieces it makes. Erosion is also a process that breaks down the Earth. Erosion is when small pieces of rock are carried away to new places. Both of these processes can create new landmasses. Can you think of an example of a landmass that is created through erosion or weathering? Hills, as well as mountains with rounded tops, are two examples. Both weathering and erosion have caused the landforms to take on new shapes. The last item that we're going to look at is the two natural resources that are necessary for life: air and water. The Earth's atmosphere is a thick layer of special gases. The atmosphere is what provides people and animals with oxygen, as well as plants with carbon dioxide gases. The atmosphere also works with the sun to sustain life. If we didn't have the atmosphere to hold the sun's heat in, the Earth would eventually become too cold to support life. The majority of the Earth's water is salt water. Almost 97% of the water on Earth is salt water. What is the other 3%? The Earth also has fresh water or non-salt water. The majority of the fresh water on Earth is frozen and can be found at the North and South poles. All the water on Earth moves and goes through a cycle. This cycle carries water from the atmosphere to the ground and back into the atmosphere. Challenge. On the last episode, MK Shenandoah was at 20 degrees south and 60 degrees west. Tell your partner where you think MK Shenandoah was. If you followed your lines of latitude and longitude correctly, you should have discovered that MK Shenandoah was in the country of Paraguay, which is a part of the continent of South America. After picking up a cup of sugar and some textiles for her upcoming Halloween costume, MK Shenandoah jetted off to a new location. It's your job to determine where in the world is MK Shenandoah. I'm at 42 degrees north and 94 degrees west. Tune in next time to find out where in the world is MK Shenandoah.